In your hands lies 5,000 years of human craftsmanship. A story that begins in the sacred temples of ancient Maya, travels through the courts of Spanish kings, survives revolution and exile, and emerges today as the ultimate expression of patience, tradition, and mastery. This is the epic journey of the cigar, and this is how masters are made. Our story begins 2,500 years before Christ in the misty highlands of Central America. The Maya, master astronomers and architects, discovered something that would captivate humanity forever: the sacred tobacco plant. To the Maya, tobacco wasn't merely a plant. It was a cigar, a bridge between the earthly and divine. Priests would burn tobacco leaves in cave rituals, feeding the souls of the underworld. Warriors would smoke before battle, seeking courage from their ancestors. But here's what's remarkable. They were already rolling tobacco in large leaves, creating the world's first cigars. The Aztecs refined this art further, developing formal rituals where tobacco servers would distribute elongated smoking tubes to honored guests during sacred feasts. For these ancient civilizations, tobacco was medicine, ceremony, and social bond all in one. They understood what we know today, that the finest things in life require patience, respect, and mastery. November 6, 1492. Christopher Columbus, searching for a route to China, instead discovers something that would change the world forever. In his logbook, he writes of encountering natives with a band of fire in their hands and herbs whose smoke they drank. The Taino people of the Caribbean welcomed Columbus with gifts, among them dried tobacco leaves. But Columbus couldn't have imagined that this humble plant would become more valuable than the gold he sought. It took 14 years after Columbus's death for the first tobacco seeds to reach European soil. But when they did, Spain developed an insatiable appetite. By 1636, Spain had monopolized tobacco trade, and by 1717, they established the first tobacco monopoly in their crown jewel, Cuba. The Spanish understood something profound, that the finest tobacco required not just the right climate, but the right hands, the right tradition, and the right respect for the craft. In the western province of Pinar del Rio lies a region the Spanish called Vuelta Abajo, the turn below. Here, in Cuba's green-gold triangle, the perfect storm of climate, soil, and human expertise created what many consider the world's finest tobacco. When Spain declared free trade in 1818, Havana exploded with opportunity. Immigrants from across Europe arrived with dreams and expertise. In 1840, a German created punch. In 1845, Spaniard Jaime Partagas built his legendary factory. By 1865, José Guiner had founded Hoyo de Monterrey. These weren't just businesses, they were temples of craftsmanship. Master rollers, called torcedores, would spend decades perfecting their art. Each cigar was a small masterpiece, rolled entirely by hand with techniques passed down through generations. For nearly 4 centuries, Cuba stood alone as the world's only producer of puros, cigars made entirely from tobacco grown in a single country. The Cuban cigar became the global standard of excellence, a symbol of sophistication and refined taste. But in 1959, everything changed. Fidel Castro's revolution swept across Cuba, and by 1960, the government had seized control of the entire cigar industry. Legendary factories, Partagas, H. Upmann, Hoyo de Monterrey, were nationalized overnight. Ramon Cifuentes, owner of Partagas, later recalled, "They came inside and said, 'We're here to intervene the company, and they didn't allow me to take anything.' Generations of knowledge, tradition, and family legacy gone in an instant." But here's where the story becomes extraordinary. These master craftsmen didn't give up. They scattered across the globe, to the Dominican Republic, Honduras, Nicaragua, even the Canary Islands. They carried with them something more valuable than any factory: their knowledge, their passion, their unwavering commitment to excellence. Carlos Toraño Sr., brought Cuban seeds to the Dominican Republic in 1967. The Menendez family created Monte Cruz in the Canary Islands. General Cigar discovered Macanudo in Jamaica. What began as tragedy became renaissance, the birth of the global premium cigar industry. By 1992, the American cigar industry was dying. Sales had plummeted 66% over 30 years. Industry veterans were telling their children to find other careers. Then something magical happened. The economy roared back to life. A small magazine called Cigar Aficionado launched, declaring cigars part of the good life. Suddenly, cigars weren't just tobacco. They were symbols of success, sophistication, and achievement. The numbers were staggering. In 1993, imports rose 10%. In 1994, 12%. By 1996, over 240 million cigars flooded into America. Demand was so intense that retailers were buying cigars at retail prices just to have something to sell. But success came at a cost. Quality suffered as producers rushed to meet demand. Tobacco that should have been plowed under was harvested. Leaves never meant for premium cigars found their way into famous brands. The industry learned a hard lesson that true excellence cannot be rushed. When the boom ended in 1997, it left behind something valuable: higher standards, global supply chains, and a new generation of cigar lovers who demanded nothing but the best. Today's cigar industry represents the perfect marriage of ancient tradition and modern precision. In Nicaragua, Honduras, and the Dominican Republic, master blenders create symphonies of flavor using tobaccos from around the world. Technology has enhanced, not replaced, human craftsmanship. Climate-controlled aging rooms ensure perfect conditions. Precision instruments monitor every aspect of production. Yet at the heart of every great cigar, you'll still find human hands, human knowledge, and human passion. The cigar has evolved from ancient ritual to modern luxury, but its essence remains unchanged. It's about taking time, showing respect for tradition, and appreciating the finest things in life. It's about the journey from apprentice to master. When you hold a truly great cigar, you're not just holding tobacco and leaves. You're holding 5,000 years of human passion, tradition, and the endless pursuit of perfection.